Hi, my name is Tyler Dockery and I'm here to show you around one of our basic courses just to get you started so you're familiar with Blackboard and one of our classes. Here in your course list, I'm just going to choose the one right off the top. We're going to look at web development tools. When you open up your course, you're going to come to this announcements area first. Now, the announcements may be text like this job for a PR specialist, or they may be links within the course, and it's a good idea for you to check these announcements from time to time. Teachers are all different. Some of them have a lot of announcements, others not many at all. Look over here on this left side. This navigation is where you'll spend a great deal of your time within these courses. Throughout your class, you'll be checking these links quite often, but I'd like you to bring you to this first one, Course Entry Quiz. Course entry quiz is required for all hybrid and online courses, and I urge you to take it as soon as possible. Now, the course entry quiz does not count against you. All that it is a commitment from you to us that you are in the class. In many cases, you can't even open the first lesson until you've taken this quiz, so please take it as soon as possible. Next, you'll see we've got the Getting Started folder. Getting started is a great place to go ahead and get started. It's got some information here about your course and what it is you'll be doing, and you get an overview from the teacher that kind of welcomes you in here. You may find other things like tips for students or required materials. If you do have required materials, I highly suggest you visit that very, very quickly because they're required for your class. You can't get by without them. Next, we have resources. Resources is a great place to visit. There's lots of information in here, and I'm not going to go over it all, but I will tell you about a few. Instructor expectations. If you have this folder, check it out. Most online and hybrid courses do not allow late projects. You've got all week to do your work. But if there are extra credit or extended deadlines or the ability to work ahead, you'll find out all about it in here. The discussion board topic, if you've got that, this is a great one to visit because it will get you up to speed on the netiquette required for living in an online course. Important note here, 50 plus words are required for credit within any discussion period. Don't write a small discussion post like nice or thanks or good job. A really good example is, I liked the way you went into making this piece. Your use of sound was really nice and I did not expect this. Going on, expect at least 4 sentences or 50 plus words. There's some other information down here. You should check it out. Going back to the resources section, you will find usually a link or a PDF to your syllabus and some important information on the grading policy. A lot of people feel that if they turn in every project that they deserve an A, but in fact you'll probably get a C. If you want to have a grade that goes above the minimum requirements, you need to go above and beyond every project. If you have questions about that, make sure to talk with your teacher. Also, Student Code of Conduct. You definitely need to check this out. Plagiarism or cheating will get you kicked right out of school. If you have questions about that, visit this section. Also, there's some important information down here, links within the school to the ILC, disability services, etc. Please check these out. Underneath resources, you'll find some information on the faculty. This will have pictures and names and ways you can contact people during the semester. I certainly suggest that you get in touch with your teachers early and often if you see anything coming along. Lessons and collaborations discussions is another great place where you'll spend your time. Let's check those out. Within your lesson folder, you'll find some important information up at the top, usually a link to the course entry quiz, because that's very important. You may find folders for project pieces or a list of due dates, when everything's due and how to turn it in. You may find information on attendance. And then every single week we'll have a folder. It will tell you when it's due, and you may find information about what you're doing that week. It's a good idea to check each of these out. I'm going to grab one of these folders at random and just let you know what's inside. Every week you'll have a student learning objective. This will tell you what you're going to do. For instance, this week students are learning about page layout for websites, front-end design, and back-end design. Underneath that, you'll also have tasks. Now, tasks for the lesson are important, or tasks for the week, however your teacher sets it up. You'll have a certain number of items here. Every one of these needs to be completed if you're going to be given full attendance. You may be reading several chapters. You may have an assignment or a discussion board, or both. There may be text lectures for you to read. Take a note of these icons on the side. If you have one that looks like a piece of paper, that's an item. You may find text in there. You may find downloadable items, links, etc. If you do see a downloadable item like this one, it will tell you how big it is. Right-click or Command-click on a Mac and save link as. Save these directly to your desktop every time, and then move them into the appropriate folder. When you see an assignment like this one, you may have text telling you what to do. You may have pictures letting you know what it should look like. Go ahead when you're ready to go and click on this item. Within the assignment, it will give you the text. And you'll have an area here where you can write a submission. You can type in text. Maybe the solution to your problem doesn't need a picture. You can attach files by browsing your computer and then leave comments to the teacher in here. It's a good idea that when you are turning in any project, give us at least 50 words. That's 4 sentences minimum to let us know what you did, why you solved it this way, and what you were thinking, and what we should think when we look at it. You'll have submission and an area to save drafts in the corner. This icon over here that looks like a person speaking to a group, this is a discussion. If you have a discussion, it may list out specifically what you're going to do, and you can click here and go directly to it. For most discussions, you're going to need to give a minimum of 50 words, and you're also going to often have to reply to 2 other students minimum. 50-word replies or no credit. If you want to skip that link, you can notice that there's a collaborations discussion link directly on the side. Going there will take you to the discussion board. Within the discussion board, you'll see week to week that different topics of discussion will pop up. They'll tell you what to do, and they'll tell you how many people have interacted with it. If you're a little bit late getting to the game of the discussion board, this unread post button is a great way to move around. Clicking on unread posts will put the most recent post at the top and the oldest post all the way down at the bottom. You'll note that every post has a reply button so that you can reply to individuals. So if you're sliding up the scale and you see a person here, you want to say, hey, I really like this work. I like these patterns in the background. It reminds me of a maze. You can reply to each and every one of these. This is a great way to get to know your fellow classmates. When you do go into a discussion, we'll just click on one randomly here, trends. You'll see right up here in the top corner there's an area to create a thread. Thread is a series of posts that are related. Give your thread a good topic. We'll just call this one test posting. And then type out your materials to give us a good idea of what's going on. This is a test post. I understand I should be giving 50 words, but at this time, we'll let it go. Some important things to note. Over here on the side, this icon that looks like a paperclip will let you insert a file. Next to it, this thing that looks like a moon in the mountains, this will let you insert or edit images. And when you're typing out materials for the web, text link, for instance, you can highlight this and click on the link icon. You can type in the path of where it is you want to go or browse your computer. And for your target, always make sure to open this in a new window. And it's also a good idea to give your title tags for people who happen to be visually handicapped or using a screen reader. When you're all done, click Insert. When you're done, you can click on individual threads and reply to people with these buttons right here along the bottom. Again, make sure that you're giving 50 words and you have good materials for us all to look at. The only thing left to talk about here is really the commitment that's required when you are dealing with an online class. Whether you're dealing with a seated class or online, you should give a minimum of 4 hours out of your week over to class time. But for every hour of class time, you should also expect to have 1 hour to an hour and a half of homework. That means that you should look for 4 to 6 hours of homework every week, or 10 hours minimum for an online course. Again, commitment is very important. This is a competitive industry, so make sure that you're putting your best effort in at any time that you're working. Chances are also good within this industry that about once a month you'll be pulling an all-nighter. So if you're a night owl, this is right up your alley. Again, work hard. We look forward to seeing you. Make sure to take your course entry quiz as soon as you can, and please give us good information within the discussion, something that will embellish and keep the discussion going. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate your time. Look forward to meeting you.